You're welcome back to NDA Sports, the Blasters News Hub. Today, I'm bringing you news from the Blasters camp and that of the Black Queens camp. Now, one most interesting news I've been waiting for since the World Cup or after the World Cup is the transfer of Yirenkyi, our darling boy, our golden boy. This guy have been playing with the Nigerian team, and after the World Cup or during the World Cup, you all saw his performance. It was spectacular. Brilliant performance by Yirenkyi, and we wanted to see him move to a bigger club. Some even speculated that this guy will be moving to Real Madrid, but then we waited and waited, but then that was a fake news. So we're still in the hope that Yirenkyi will get a better team to play. And today, Yirenkyi is signing up with the Coventry City, the newly promoted team to the EPL this season. Yirenkyi is going to meet our top winger or our top striker, I would say. This guy didn't get enough playing time, so I don't even know how to describe him. That is Brandon Thomas Asante, the very guy who gave Yirenkyi the assist, the goal to score the only goal against Panama. These two guys have been fantastic in the Blasters team, and then I can't wait to see them play at a club level and then also extend it back to the national team. And I think that this particular transfer for Yirenkyi to Coventry City will be a very good help to the Ghana Blasters, because he's going to get more playing time, a competitive game at the English Premier League, where he's going to partner with Brandon Thomas Asante. So when he comes back to the Blasters team, if these two players get the feature, or if these two players get the opportunity to start every game, you can just imagine they have already been through, they have had their personal training at the club level. So when they come to the national team side, it's going to be very easy for to penetrate, give more assists, score more goals for the Blasters team. And then I can't wait to see these two guys play in the Premier League. In fact, this season Premier League is going to be very fantastic, because we are having 5 Ghanaian players play at the English Premier League, and then this is the first time we are having 5 Ghanaian players playing in the English Premier League. The first to count is Kudus Mohammed, who joins Tottenham Hotspurs in the last season. Then we had Antoine Semenyo also joining Manchester City. Then Brandon Thomas Asante also moving from the Championship to the English Premier League this season. Then we also have Fatau Ishaku moving from Leicester to Ipswich Town, who has just been promoted to the Premier League. And then finally we have Yirenkyi also joining the Coventry side for the Premier League this season. And that's amazing. I'm not sure we have any African team having 5 players playing in the Premier League. But then if you do, if your country has if your national team has 5 players playing in the English Premier League this season, make sure you drop it in the comment section, and I'm going to view. I'm not sure Nigerians have that. No, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Morocco. Oh no, it's only Blasters. Blasters is the first African team to have 5 players in the Premier League, or in one season. Let me say in one season. And that's a good one for us. So we are having our players play at the top level. So when they come to the national team, our ratings will be high. We are going to have more weight. We are going to add up more weight to the national team, and I think this is a very good one for the Blasters team. Now let's move to that of the Black Queens. Black Queens played today against Mali, and the game ended in draw. After a long stretched game, both sides were struggling to find their opponent's net. It was a very tough match today. I wasn't expecting the Black Queens to play this way. It was a very bad performance for me. Looking at some of the past games the Black Queens have played, they played very well. In fact, even in the qualifiers, on one of the friendly matches against Mali, they gave them 4-0. So come into this tournament and then find it very difficult to score Mali was something that was blowing my mind. But then it's all good. We played draw, and then we have had our way to qualify alongside with Cameroon to the next stage of the competition. So I think it's a good one anyways. And then I believe that Coach Kim, going to try mentioning the other name, Coach Kim. Let's take it like that. And I believe that he's going to do his statistics very well into the next stage of the competition, because what I saw today was very, very bad for me. At a point, it looked like the girls were disorganized. They didn't know what to do. When they get a ball, progressing the ball became very difficult, especially at the later side, on the left side. The balls weren't going. Whenever they get a ball, they try to send it back. Meanwhile, the strikers too were ready to push the ball forward. But another thing I also realized was that his changes didn't come so early. I was expecting to see so much changes at the 80th minute when he realized that the game, 1-1. Still, we're taking possession. So I was expecting that he bring fresh legs into the game to, put more pressure on the Mali side so we can, have more goals. But then he didn't do that. But then, anyways, we still managed our way through. But then the way we managed our way through wasn't the best one for the Black Queens. We've known the Black Queens to be scoring more goals. In fact, for over a very long time, the last game they lost was against Cameroon. If not that game, they I think they have played about 9 games without losing a single match. So I think going to the next game, they should do better. So guys, if you have any ideas, comments, suggestion, drop it in the comment section. And then as well, make sure you follow this page, like this page, and then share to other people to also watch this update. See you in the next one.